Welcome back to Press Pass Daily here on My 18. What you just saw, one of the most famous plays in pro football history, the catch, Joe Montana to Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone for the 49ers, and that was the NFC Championship game en route to the 49ers' first Super Bowl. And the official you saw raising his arms in the air, our guest, Dean Look. And Dean, when you saw that play, you probably said, well, this might be an incomplete pass. It didn't look very good at the time.
It looked terrible. And I was watching Dwight come across the end zone, because if he steps on the side in the end line, it's an incompleted pass. So I watched him, and I looked back and saw the pass coming. I thought, oops, that's gone. And all of a sudden, Dwight leapt up in the air, and he had to go up 10, 12 feet for that ball.
But now you think about the Detroit Lions, Graham, and they've had two of these kinds of finishes back to back. They needed a fourth down penalty and a reprieve against New Orleans to win that one. Amazing comeback. And then in London, they're behind 21-0, and somehow a second chance field goal attempt, and they pull it out.
The best penalty they've ever committed, and that's when you know things are turning a little bit. You know, when
it was great.
Yeah, they're getting these breaks, and these used to be the games the Lions lost. They'd either get behind early and things just go poorly the rest of the way, or they would have a game where somebody else came back on them improbably. So yeah, no, this is a sign that I think things are turning, and the fact they've done this without Calvin Johnson the way they've done it. And to make a field goal like that, even if it was a second chance when they've had so many field goal woes, I think those are important things.
You get Matt Prater, and the Lions have had so many field goal problems all season, Dean. He comes in, he misses the one, and then they get the reprieve, and I guess the second chance works.
Second chance works, and you know, with the penalty, the delay of game penalty, of which coaches usually rip their hair out, that turned out to be pretty good because he missed the field goal. He missed his attempt, and comes back in and made the second one, which was terrific.
It's like a mulligan with our golf swings, Graham.
There you go.
Yeah, I take a lot of those.
You need those back. Well, the Lions have had this done to them for a half century.
Yes.
I guess eventually every team in the National Football League is supposed to be good. That's the way the system is engineered.
Right. Yes. I mean, that's the parity of the system, the way they've got it worked out, where you know, you're a bad team, you get the first choice. Eventually, it should even out. So I think they're doing a great job, and I think the coach is doing a great job, and they got a good staff.
Right.
And they've got some players that think now that they can really be a strong force in the program.
They've got that confidence. Graham, what's the difference between this Lions team and about 45 of the last 50 of them?
Well, I think coaching, I think Jim Caldwell, whatever is working there is working, obviously. And it's not that every coach they've had has been a bad coach. I also think they have drafted early, and I think, you know, when you look at the Golden Tate signing, that's a great signing. You look at what they've done on the defensive line and some of the draft picks they've had defensively that have worked out now. That's why this is happening. And also Matt Stafford, I still don't think he's an elite quarterback, but he's been good, and they're winning games because of him.
The Lions have been 6-2 before, Dean. Very recently, in fact.
Yes, yes.
And now they have 4 wins away from home. They're all alone in first place, a game ahead of Green Bay, and they're starting to get some people back, it looks like, after the bye week.
Yes, well, they'll get some injured people back, and that'll help too. But their confidence level is really high. And I think more in pro ball than college ball, when you get your confidence level up, when the defense can stuff people and the offense can score, you know, on the last play, or make a 3rd down and 8 or something, in those things, that psychologically, that's a tremendous help, and they're doing it.
And we ridiculed this defense through the entire offseason. We said, one of the worst in football. How are they ever going to be able to stop Green Bay and Chicago? Chicago stops itself now.
Chicago's fallen off, and eventually there's going to be separation, and the Lions have put themselves in a great spot. They're getting healthy. You go 6-2 at the midpoint with a bye, it's about as good as they could expect, especially with some of the heartbreaking losses they've had, or the one heartbreaking loss they've had.
Exactly. We will be back, and we're going to have the big picture. We're going to talk about the college football playoff and how that looks when it's unveiled tonight here on Press Pass Daily.